Hey there, Prep Plant Girl here. I'm out in the greenhouse today, but not for planting, not for harvesting, for cleaning. Oh, it has gotten to be a mess in here, and I don't even feel like I can move forward with any proper work or putting up shelves or moving in some of the shelving I have already until I get this cleaned up. And I also still need to seal up some of the gaps between the windows and the framing, and I can't do that because it's too dirty. So let me show you what I'm working with, and then I'm just going to get to work. Oh, sometimes it's nice to just see someone else get some cleaning done, and maybe you have a space in your yard or garden or grow space that needs cleaning, and this will just give you the motivation to do that. So let's have a look at what I'm dealing with, and then I'm just going to try and get to work and capture some of it and get this done, take advantage of a above freezing day. We've already had lots of snow and it's melting away, and I want to take advantage of this while I can. So if you're new to the channel, this is the greenhouse I built last fall with my mom and dad. And so I've only had one full growing season with it now, but it's already filthy. So that's what I consider a temporary shelf. We'll see how far I get. I'm going to try and get that unscrewed, which I guess I need to go get some stuff to get that down. And then I had some melons in here, so there's little bits of melon plant and vines still stuck on things. Down here, the windows are filthy. They're also wet because it actually rained a bit, but lots and lots of dirt, cobwebs. So I need to get some of that dealt with. And then you can see these gaps. Some of these I need to purchase some kind of rope filler stuff to put in there, and some are small enough that I'll be able to just get some caulking in. But yeah, it's pretty messy. I'd like to get this actually moved, the front part emptied and pushed in, and just make it into a smaller bed, I think, for now, and get that kind of cleaned up and just make a bit more floor space in here for the winter. I have just a bunch of random stuff back here. Maybe get some of it on this shelving that's mostly empty. This snow thrower needs to stay in here so it doesn't get buried in snow when I need to use it. I have a bag of garbage right there that needs to go out. A bunch of seed trays I didn't actually get cleaned before it got cold out. So we'll see. Maybe I'll find a day this week to actually get that done. This is probably going to take me a few days' time to work on. This side isn't as dirty because I didn't have plants growing against it this year, but I'd still like to give it a good wash. And then, of course, the countertops and things all need to be swept off and wiped down as well. So to start with, I brought out this little hand broom and a bucket of cleaning solution. Oh, that plant needs to be cut back. I'm pretty sure it'll die over the winter, but I'm going to just leave it in here. I had it in the house last year, but I'm going to just cut it back, I think, this year and just see what happens with it in here if I give it a trickle of water once in a while. But I'm in zone 3, 4-ish Saskatchewan, Canada, so probably going to be dead, but I also have this mint? Oregano. So I'm still deciding what I'm going to do with that, but I think I'll just leave it and find out. So like I said, lots of cleaning and tidying to do. I don't know, I should just do something with that wreath. Might just take what's on it off and just keep the like wreath form for another use. I made that out of branches from my own yard. You can see I've started on the ceiling, but I need some more insulation that my husband says he has some. So that's probably going to wait till spring, and I need more wood to deal with that, and then I'll get it all painted and cleaned up nice, but got some of it done. But yeah, just a big cleaning out and tidying up is what this video is going to be about. So let's get to it. These need to go in my shed. Okay, got the one counter looking better. Let's see what we can do with this shelf here. So for now, I'm just throwing everything on the ground, and I'll decide where it goes later. Like, a lot of these things need to go in the house, so I have plant tags to use when I'm starting seeds in the spring, and this marker probably shouldn't be out here when it's getting minus 20 out. I think those can probably stay there. Fan could probably go in the house. Is it time to get rid of these? I love how they look, but they're starting to get a little ragged. Looks like someone else is taking advantage of this nice day. Well, it won't focus, but there's a ladybug there crawling around. The birds have been out enjoying the bird feeders as well. You can remind me why there's a little square there in the spring when I'm wondering why I just left that square dirty. There. Last bit. Okay, so it's not perfect yet, but I got the scrubbing done. Even cleaned this a little bit up here. Can't tell, but it's better than it was. And got the little shelves, the big parts of them taken down out of the way so I can get some work done both sides. Moved things around a little bit. Reorganized the pots and trays and things onto that one shelf after I cleaned it off. So I've got this ready to go here. I still have this bed here to clean up, but it's looking a lot better than it was. I ran out of the caulking, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to get more of that before I can finish on that work. And I need some filler rope anyways for some of the really large spaces, but it's looking better than it was. I can't believe how dirty the windows were in here. I had no idea. And I found a few creepy crawlies, but for the most part, they're good guys, like a little ladybug, so we'll let them stay. I have a bag of garbage to go out, but I think that's going to be it for today because I have some groceries and errands to run and supper to make and things to do with family. So we'll be back to do some more work next nice day I get here. All right, it's the next day. Well, it's actually a few days later. We've had a snowstorm. I don't know if you can tell behind me there. So it's been some pretty crazy weather for the last few days, but it's beautiful out today. Sun's shining for the first time in really at least a week now. It's 18 degrees in the greenhouse. It's, I think, 0 outside. Sorry, I know the shadows are crazy here. But I'm going to try and get some more things done in here. So I basically got everything clean the other day when I was in here. And now I need to kind of just seal up some of these windows. Hopefully it's a little bit, holds the heat a bit better and is just less wind blowing through here really over the winter. So I have some expanding foam. I was going to get some like crack sealing kind of rope. I don't know what they call it. But my husband had a can of this laying around. It says it expired 2 years ago. So I'm not sure if it's going to work or not, but we'll give it a try. And then I bought some more just caulking to just do up the smaller cracks around the windows and that. And that's kind of what my goal is to get done today. I still need to empty out some of this planting box bed thing behind me here. And if I get the ceiling done, then I should be able to bring in my other, I don't know if you see that yellow, I have another garden bench out back there that I want to bring in so I can put seedlings and things on it in the spring. It'll be easier to get it now before it's too buried in snow. So that's kind of my goal for today, and then I'll be pretty happy with how things are set up. So I'm just gonna get to it. Some stuff you usually have to shake pretty good. And I'll get the lid off, get the straw on, and some gloves on me and see if it works. Definitely a glove job. Okay, so let's look at what I'm working with here. So I think you can see there how big of a crack there is in some of those spaces. It's just because we were working with old windows we pulled out of another building, trying to work around them. We had to plane some down. And the way the framing is, it was kind of difficult to get some of them planed well. And so this is just how they turned out. I had put some wood trim on the outside of some of these. Some of it fell off for some reason, but this gap here is quite large. I can stick my finger in there. So we really need to get that sealed up. That'll make a big difference. And I think those couple windows there are really the worst. So I want to be careful when I'm working here because I don't know if you can see them all, but there's just lots of ladybugs in here. I don't want to get them caught in the foam. They're out enjoying this warm day here. All right, so that's not the prettiest job, but it should help, and I'll let that cure, set up a little bit, and then I'll work on caulking the rest of the things, and hopefully by the time I'm done, that's set up enough that I can kind of trim it back and do some caulking over it and get this job done. So I also have a few places where I had used some expanding foam, I don't know, a few weeks ago, so I need to trim that up as well, and then I'll caulk in there. So caulking's next. Don't forget to pierce the tube like I did. Man, it makes a mess. There it comes. Well, it took me a lot of hours, and it's not a perfect job, but I've got most of the windows sealed up in some way or another, and I was able to get the extra soil out of that fabric raised bed that I have in here. I was able to get my workbench back in here, or potting bench, whatever you're gonna call it, and then move the other one back right here. Got some things tidied up and put away. We are actually supposed to have a couple of really warm days coming up at the end of this week, if that happens. And if we do get that, I'm hoping to even get some of these seedling trays and things that I still need to cleaned up and stored in the house. I did put a little bit of foam sealant on the doors, just like on a roll, and it sticks to the frame just to close. There's some pretty big gaps around the doors. I mean, I'm not a professional builder, but we'll see how those hold up. If that works at all, then I'll finish up the rest. I just kind of did the bottom half of the door, see how it holds, if it stays on. And I stuck a couple mouse traps in here. I didn't have any trouble last winter, but you never know. And I did have a few voles in the yard this summer, and voles are active all winter. So I wanted to just kind of put a couple traps in here just to hopefully catch anything that decides to hang out in here, where it'll be a little bit warmer than out under the snow. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I got accomplished. It was a bit of work, but not too bad of a job. And now I can check that off my list and find some other things to do. So hopefully you found it interesting, maybe a little bit motivating to get some jobs done. Write in the comments down below, what jobs have you been putting off this fall, or what jobs are you happy to have gotten done and off your list? We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.